top story this morning, the nation is gearing up for yet another Bharat Bandh. The two-day nationwide strike has been called by 11 trade unions over price rise and labour laws.
Major sectors likely to be affected today include banking, insurance, post, transportation and coal, though the railways is expected to function normally. The unions have decided to go ahead with the strike after talks with the government panel failed. They claim that the government had nothing concrete to offer in any of their demands, which include steps to curb price rise, employment generation and enforcement of labour laws in all places of work. Though the Labour Ministry says a national employment policy will be announced soon and will be discussed in the cabinet.
Meanwhile, a tragic start to that bandh in Haryana, where a Haryana Roadways employee was killed in Ambala at the Roadways depot when he was crushed by a bus following a confusion called over the trade union strike. Also, chaos broke out after the Haryana Roadways staff tried to stop officials from allowing the buses to move from the depot. Now, in the ensuing confusion, the cashier of the Roadways came under a bus, which ultimately led to his death. For more on that, we are being joined on the phone line by Jyoti Kamal joining us from Chandigarh. Jyoti, what more details do we have about this tragic incident that took place?
Yes, indeed, as part of this national strike that has been called, there were these employees who were wanting that the buses should not move out of the depot, while officials had reached that particular depot and were getting the buses to move out because they wanted to maintain normalcy of the roadways buses across the state. And that's when there was a lot of confusion as buses were being stopped and buses were being moved. And one of these employees, who is a cashier, he came under one of the buses and he was crushed to death there. And agitated employees immediately took these officials into their custody, so to say, and locked them up in a room from where they escaped. And when they escaped, the employees were further enraged and they broke up a lot many government vehicles, and now a very heavy police force has been deployed there, and buses for now are just not moving in Haryana.
All right, for the moment, thanks so much, Jyoti, for joining us with those details. Remember, we are trying to track developments across the country, in fact, on how this nationwide strike is going to be affecting people on the roads. Meenakshi Upreti, in fact, joining us from the New Delhi railway station. Shogoto Mukhopadhyay joining us from the Howrah railway station. If I could come to you first, Meenakshi, just give us a sense, really, of how things stand at the moment where you are.
Yes, Tracy, life thrown completely out of gear here in the national capital as autos, taxis and private bus unions have decided to join the strike which has been called by trade unions. In fact, I am at New Delhi railway station and as no autos and taxis are on the road today, commuters are facing a lot of problems. Let's talk to some of them now. So you are from out of station, you are coming from Lucknow and you've been waiting and looking for taxis for pretty long. Tell us about the type of problems you want to face today.
Yeah, I'm facing before 5 and 10 minutes ago. It was the time I reached at morning at the New Delhi station, and here I see that no taxis and autos are moving. So there is only support of metros and DTC bus services, and don't know how to go to my home.
Right. And what about you? You have your grandmother with you. You can't leave her. You were saying, what type of problems you face?
हाँ मैम, मैं अभी भी आया हूँ यहाँ पे. मैं इलाहाबाद से 1 घंटे पहले आया था. 1 घंटे से मैम मैं दादी के साथ बैठा हूँ. ऑटो रिक्शा मैं ढूंढ रहा हूँ, मुझे नहीं मिल रहा है. मैं इतना सारा लगेज है, मैं मेट्रो में जाने में इम्पॉसिबल है मैम.
So as you can see, people facing a lot of problems here because of the auto and taxi strike. The Delhi government has said that they're going to fly more DTC buses on the route and they're going to get more RTD buses as well. But problems obviously seem to be only increasing for the daily commuters here.
Right, Meenakshi, so problems mounting for the daily commuters. Let's also go across to Shogoto Mukhopadhyay, who's joining us from the Howrah railway station in Kolkata. Shogoto, it seems that the railways is not affected by this bandh, but what is the situation at Howrah right now?
Well, Priyali, let me tell you that unlike in the other bandh days in West Bengal, people seem to have ventured out onto the streets. Let me give you a feel of the premises of the Howrah station right behind me. Let me show you this huge queue of people who are standing in the prepaid taxi booth, and some of them are waiting for more than half an hour, 45 minutes. There are no taxis, so to say. Let me also show you, the kind of services that the government has ensured. The buses are plying on the streets. There are government buses, but let me tell you that people have responded to Mamata Banerjee's call, saying that okay, let's come out and hit the roads. But let me tell you, they would be in for a lot of harassment today, because the number of buses, the number of taxis, the number of auto rickshaws on the streets of Kolkata would be far less than normal. So obviously public life would be hit. For the time being, there has been no reports of any kind of untoward incident across the state, but there are still these are early days, and we'll have to wait and watch as to how the day pans out in the next few hours. We are told that the Trinamool Congress led by Mamata Banerjee would be taking to the streets to resist any kind of Bandh supporters coming out to the streets to enforce the Bandh. Really.
All right, Chagan.